Star 105.5. It's time for Wild to interview famous people.
That's right. On the phone is the star of the new MTV show, World of Jenks, Andrew Jenks. What's up, dude?
Hey, man. How you doing?
I'm living the dream, man.
I like that.
Exactly.
I like that a lot.
Now, you got a new show on MTV, World of Jenks. It's basically a show where you try to find interesting and inspiring people and kind of assimilate yourself into their world, correct?
Yeah, and just document their lives and experience what they experience. So, I live with them for 7 or 8 days and really get a sense of what it's like to live in their shoes.
What actually gave you this idea?
Well, when I was 19, I was in college and pretty miserable, and my grandfather was in a nursing home facing dementia, and I thought it'd just be interesting to sort of, flip the switch and, I was living in a dorm and with 300 strangers, and I figured why not live in a nursing home with 300 strangers, and I went with a couple of my buddies. We were there for about 5 or 6 weeks. We made a 90-minute little documentary out of it, and it ended up being played all over the world. It was on HBO and all this really cool stuff that, was awesome, and someone at MTV heard about it, called, and we just sort of explored different ideas, and we thought it'd be interesting to, speak to my generation and have a chance to really capture, the young voices in America that have really compelling lives.
And watching the previews of this show, I mean, you get yourself into some very sticky situations as well. Were there ever those moments along the way where you're like, what was I thinking doing this?
Yeah, man. Yeah, like every other day or so, absolutely. I lived with a homeless girl for 8 days, and, the tough thing about being homeless is just, people yell at you all day, they curse at you all day, they throw money at you. It's such a rough lifestyle, and the girl that we followed was this 23-year-old in San Francisco who had just an unbelievable spirit, and somehow had was bold enough to get through it all. And, the tough thing was just sleeping at night when you go to sleep in a park or on the street, and you don't know if a cop is going to wake you up, if a robber is going to wake you up, and, she was a girl, so God knows what could happen. And, that was scary, and it was scary to just think that, when I left that she was still out there on the street alone.
Now, when you got done with this project, did you say, I'm done doing this, or have you decided you're going to do this again for another season?
Oh man, we're so busy. We're editing. We're editing like mad right now. We're still editing about 7 episodes, so I'm still very much absorbed in the 7 worlds we're doing. And the show hasn't even aired yet, so I'm not. That's like the last. I haven't given much thought to that yet.
And now, when you got done with this whole series, what was the overwhelming feeling that you actually walked away with?
Just how much is at stake for a lot of young people. I think, you see, for instance, one good example was we moved in with a poker player, and he, was in Vegas, and he was in New York, and he had, no concept of money. It was weird. $200,000 meant nothing to him. It was an unbelievable world, and he texted me one day and said, I'm going to London tomorrow, you want to come? And, the next day we were in London. And so you thought it was just this playboy lifestyle, and then once you really got to know him, you saw that he, I realized that he was prone to anxiety, he was prone to depression, and so it'll be an episode about a guy who's really overcoming a lot of struggles in his life that aren't normally talked about on TV, and I think that is what the show is all about, is really getting inside unique characters. And, another good example, I just got back from Texas the other day, where there's this high school football star who's like a demigod in West Texas, and everyone knows him, and he's like the next big deal, and his mom was in jail, and all he's ever wanted is just a family dinner, and it's just incredible stories of these young people that have so much at stake in their lives.
It's called World of Jenks. You guys can catch it next Monday, September 13th. It kicks off at 9 o'clock on MTV. Andrew, thanks for taking time out of your day, and get those 7 shows edited.
Yo, man, I'm on it. I'm on it right now.
For crying out loud.
Do that. I know. I'm on it. You're right. Gotta go.
I got a deadline here. Come on.